Woo, Lord. What's up, y'all? It's me, Tasha C, and in this particular video, I'll be reviewing, recapping Love and Hip Hop, season one. What this is now? 1, 2, 3, 4, episode four. Countdown. My birthday is tomorrow, October the 8th. I'm blessed to make another year, so I probably will upload this video either tomorrow or maybe Thursday. Depends how I feel, because I'm tired. I had a busy day. Did my internship and everything. But tomorrow I'm free, but it's going to be one of those days where you just going to be, busy still, celebrate my birthday. So anyway, shout out Libras Rock. Shout out to all Libras, everyone celebrating as Libras on their birthdays. So anyway, let's get into it. Shout out to my YouTube fam. Shout out to my old new subscribers, new supporters, old new supporters. If you're not a subscriber yet, hit that subscription down below and like and share this video, okay? All right. We're just going to work what we got. This is interesting enough. I want to first get started with the Soldier Boy, Nia. I think I want to move in, and I think I want to not move in situation, whatever, right? Now, let's get into this here. Now, we got Fizz, Omarion, and Soldier Boy playing, basketball game, whatever, earlier, right? He's still, they're talking about, their current situation with their ladies, and Soldier Boy's thinking about being serious, and now, the baby, taking that step on men on up, okay? Then, I'm not going to go to all the details, y'all. I'm just going to go to everything that stood out, I guess, to me. And later on, we got Soldier Boy sitting here in the playpen or whatever, I think going to sleep or whatever he called himself, because he's trying to prove to Nia that he is ready to be a family man. She brings the baby over, and then she's still like, all right, I don't know for sure if you serious or ready to do this. He talking about something with a gate that, baby gate that was too small or 2 inches too wide or whatever. The baby might trip or they might trip. I don't know what he was talking about. But at the same time, she's basically like this, like, are you serious? And she was talking about her daddy, and he was an R&B, since New Jack Swing, Blackstreet, y'all remember Taylor Wiley, stuff like that. And she was talking about, her dad got, 9 children by 6 women. So she's not trying to go through that same thing. And Soldier Boy's claiming, like, they FaceTime each other. Even I think the last tour was at in Texas or something, in Texas on tour or something. And he's basically saying he's ready to make that change. But did y'all notice the baby? When she was talking about, basically, I guess about her granddad and stuff and about his behavior. Did you notice around that time the baby was even agreeing? Like, yeah. I just wasn't to say this. She just was laughing at hell, Soldier Boy. Like, he's stupid. I don't know. I'm just saying I was entertained by Nia's daughter. Was y'all? So anyways, yeah, let's get eliminated. Now, this... The next situation, we're gonna go by, the basketball. They playing basketball. The Three Amigos team, right? Now let's go to Fizz. Now I want clarification about this. Was Fizz saying that Amanda? Oh Lord, see too many A names in here. Amanda, one time, not only has commitment issues, but was the infidelity on her part or his part or just on both sides? I rewind it twice, and I could have sworn he said she cheated. Now, they on a romantic boat, and as soon as he's talking about them rolling the house together, she kind of frowned like this, like, really? Because, he's still on, the whole thing. They were talking about how he went and talked to Mo. Surprisingly, she wasn't in this episode. Wasn't Monique. Monique was not in this episode this time, crying about, how she's trying to make it through, blah, blah, blah. And I don't see the previews in the next episode, so I don't know if she's going to make an appearance or not, But, the thing is, he's ready, to move on, after that situation about talking and everything else. But, his whole thing is like, her stepping up to the plate about being, basically a stepmom, or if you don't prefer the term, a second mom, or being the place to where his biological mom should be for Amanda. And Amanda, just like I said, is not two-phased and is not excited about moving in. And he was saying something like she ain't ready for kids, something like that Fizz was talking about in the confessionals. So, I don't know if that's going to work, but I mean, that kind of like how it ended, whereas, we don't know, we just didn't hear her talking about, like, she was flat like, oh, yeah, I love you, baby, type of thing, because he wanted to move her. Did y'all see any hug, anything at the end? I didn't think so, neither. Okay, so let's get off that situation. Now, let's get into some Marion slash, oh, gosh, his mama okay, and April. Now we see a scene that Omarion and Mama Leslie are, drinking wheatgrass juice or whatever, at maybe a health juicer place slash Whole Foods. I don't know, but he's talking about, how, again, the same conversation about getting along, and how we had to hear Leslie again about, I mean, we understand about, people with having health problems. I can someone relate about, like dealing with health problems. But then it gets to the point, like, does that justify being a bitch? I'm sorry, I know that's my forgive me, but heck, it just saying this, or being, not saying the bitch, but being just bitter or being mean, because that's how the show is portraying her to be, okay? And, it's kind of like she was saying the confessionals around this time, whereas, about, if she didn't have to, she didn't, wouldn't have to ask help from her son, consider with these health problems. She takes medication to reduce the seizures, and outside looking in, you think that I'm okay just because of my outside appearance, but I deal with a lot, and if I didn't have to, I wouldn't have consideration. Mario still, like I said, it's kind of like a part 2 of last week to a certain point, about, basically them trying to, the sake of, him starting his family, like, to get along, stuff like that. He invites her to the baby shower. I ain't got to go into details, but like I said, it doesn't go out the same way as it is. But then I could have remembered that she had more than one child, right? I know Omarion's one of his brothers, Orion or something, like, got me bad with. Remember that record, y'all? And ain't that Janina Nichols' daughter's father, I think? I mean, not to bring it up, it threw me off the subject. But I'm just saying, it's the way she talks is, this is the only child that she has. And, like I said, I understand sometimes, you expect that family members should help you. But it's kind of like, does it justify the way that she comes in April? And if he was to say, even unfortunately, to go back and words, say, like, peace, mama, wherever, and stop financially supporting her, it just, I don't know. It's just really, she's just coming off as, like, bitter, and because I'm sick, I justify, and I had you, whatever, and justify, that, I can act a certain way, And so, we gonna go to the baby shower. And it's kind of like, I'm starting to see personally to me that a lot of times, her behavior continues because it's allowed. You know what I mean? Like, as far as the way how she talks, is some of that stuff she can keep to herself or keeping other things. But this has been going on for quite some time, for what I gather, or maybe at least some months or whatever. How she truly feels about April. Maybe she always felt like that, but maybe it just didn't come up to surface until now after she got pregnant. So she called the baby shower. And the first thing, this woman, female, we'll say female, comes to the baby shower, and even April, it's like, of course it wasn't a choice to bring, the mama, and invite the mama, of course, and she like, she was like, well, it's nice you coming, and first I thought about not coming, and I thought, like, you should have not now came, because this woman, she should know and be simply the fact that she is a mom, and this is obviously April's first, baby to be, and child now earth, and you sit here, seem like you're intentionally stressing and causing all these necessary problems and stuff like that, and verbalism is just like, like, just bitter. Like, she could have brought that negative aura of hers and kept it at home, okay? And so basically, there's a certain area, I guess they sat somewhere patio separate, supposedly from everybody else from the side. And Omarion's just like, he just appreciates Malcolm. But y'all notice the body language is, Leslie still, she kind of talks as if April is not actually there. She kind of just only talks to Omarion, like, just like this here, April here, like here, and here's Omarion right here. And she's really refusing to say anything to April. Okay. And I'm kind of worried. I'm like, did she get something like from the Dollar Tree in that bag? Because I'm like, it seemed like she has so much animosity that it doesn't make any sense. Maybe, hopefully now, maybe she might have changed. I don't know. I just have I just feel kind of iffy about both of them getting, their children's names on, and hopefully ain't the, the putting your significant other tattoo on your body curse, like, usually most of the time happen. Anyways, I mean, it's myth, but, but she is when they're talking or whatever about, how this needs to be resolved and everything else, and April just like, this issue was a problem. And Marion is kind of like almost like sitting here and pacifying his mama's behavior and words and kind of like making it seem like, okay, this is not where it needs to happen, blah, blah, blah. But Leslie is the one who's sitting here and saying comments which is really crossing the line about like, like, I'm just going to say it like this here. One of the things that stood out, she doesn't think April is ready to be a mama. And it's like, what? Really? And Amari instead just check him out and say, it's time for you to go to that table over there or go whatever vehicle you came over and I'll talk to you or FaceTime you tomorrow. She is sitting here like really crying. April just like, what in the world? What is you talking about? And then Leslie's trying to say like she just figures, is bringing up her thing about, okay, like, they argue. And I mean, Marion's like, well, every couple argues or disagrees about something. She said it's the way they argue. So I don't know what the way they argue that she knows about. Maybe she was over there in person, or maybe Marion said something to her about supposed or what have. I don't know. All I know is it's like, I don't know how, it's not justification to say that she knows she's not going to be a fit mother or say that she's not ready to be a mother and just be one of those type of moms that sit here and just drop the shot out of Leslie. And I'm thinking like, are you even going to open up the goddamn door when you see the baby the way you acting? I mean, I'm just saying it is. And so ding ding. Let me close the blinds or something. I'm just saying like, how do you figure that you're going to be watching the child, but you're sitting and say she's so fit, but you okay babysitting, but you despise April so much, so that baby's a part as much as April as it will be Omarion. So I'm just saying it's the way she's acting like, like April is poison, and April just like, what the heck is, paraphrasing, what the heck is going on? Mara's like, all you have to do is say okay. But it's instead just like, kind of like not really just putting his mom, not to say put her in check, but basically say like, okay, you crossing the line, mama. Okay, stop right then and there. It's still the same thing, like y'all need to get along, blah, 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 and making it seem like April is someone to degree making it seem like y'all need to step acting up. Because, you got guests looking, watching, looking, voices getting louder, and he's basically like accusing both of them of starting stuff. And for what I've seen, unless there's some great editing, Leslie was the one who started the stuff. You know what I mean? Sorry, y'all. If y'all new to this, sometimes the phone in the background makes noise or guest appearance, whatever, and I didn't feel like editing that out. But yeah. So, what the thing is that it kind of still is unresolved, and kind of Leslie just, at least in this episode again, kind of justified, and they just say, April ends up leaving because she's like, I ain't got time for this, I'm gonna go to guest and blah, blah, blah. And then Marion ends up, didn't he end up walking with his mom, like to the seat whatever, or seat her, or talk to her. I don't know if he was walking her to her car. But again, it was just like, how is April at fault or responsible for this outrageous behavior of his mom? That's all I got to say. Start making her not look so well, and it continues to, I'm just saying. So, let's go on to the next thing at hand. We're going to save the not really Tierra Marie. Let's get into that. Now, Tierra Marie and Morgan meet up. Morgan realizes that, I guess in the end that really Tierra Marie's not a person. She don't, and she doesn't want to, I guess, break up their friendship or try to rekindle the friendship that they had because they were very close. And, she invites, I guess, Tierra Marie over to her home, and they're just talking. And she brings up, I guess, the situation about the Makita / Nikki situation, whatever. And I think, and then she tells her about the situation, which I'm kind of like, Morgan's like, it may be questionable, it's starting to look like Morgan possibly has a little messiness in her, okay? And Makita does come over there, I think, as well, right? So they're talking, I think Keisha, I'm just going to call her. Comes over there and they're talking about trying to solve the Molly situation since she knows both her and Nikki baby, right? And just getting resolved to the bottom of this. And did you notice, like, when Keisha's letting her know, like, how plastic, in the Barbie world, they're in plastic, much as Nikki baby is, that Morgan took the time, and I'm thinking, like, before all these surgeries, did she make sure she already had that in gallery one? Did she plan on showing that? And they blurred it out, so we don't know what Nikki looked like before, she basically, has a lifetime of plastic surgery on deck, or has a car and probably has a special room and stuff and custom made towels. Oh, Nikki baby, well, you're gonna get your hand redone this time, and have your nails, your hands looking like a such and such, this supermodel or whatever. Because I mean, I'm surprised even she has not got surgery and got new toenails. Okay, that's how much surgery that this woman has done. Okay, in the minute they have her gonna be looking like the bitch. Remember that witch woman to sit there and look like a cross between a lion, a wax lion. Okay, that rich lady looks like a wax lion, and some of the wax melted and they never molded completely. Y'all know who the heck I'm talking about, don't y'all? Okay, I'm just saying. So she is decides to show what she looked like before, and I felt like even though you're supposed to be cool with them, even though we already know she got plastic, Morgan's like, I'm not trying to basically take sides, but the truth is she has had a lot of plastic surgery. But Nikki baby still is trying to say, look at all this, whatever. But so unless she flat out says and just be comfortable, like, yeah, I got all this done, work done, I just felt like, why is Morgan showing a picture to sit here and full to the fire, like, basically like, yeah, she is a plastic. That's just like agreeing, like, yeah, she is a plastic bitch, but that's my girl though, but she is a plastic fake ass bitch. That's pretty much what I was getting, okay? So she supposed to have Manny, Penny special, and Tierra me's supposed to come in there, and Terry just happy like, the focus ain't on me, and people looking at me like I'm crazy, and I get to hear some gossip, and then I get to get, make sure, my cuticles, and if I got a corn on my right pinky toe, I'm straight. So then we get to the last scene, okay? Did y'all notice how both Nikki and Mikisha both had mesh bikini top / dress bikini dress covered things? One Makisha had a white one, but Nikki, did they tell them where to get it off? Is it the same designer? I'm just wondering. So they talking, and it's the thing is where Morgan's like, this is not supposed to be no drama out of what there's on space. So they basically talking. Nikki's still trying to accuse Makisha of, like, she, came after her man, and all the stuff was 2 days later, whoop-de-whoop or whatever, and he's basically saying, you jump off, and you had these posts Instagram, and we have this promise ring, I've been a year and a half, and you're basically like a home wrecker. That's the way she was coming. It's like, I don't know what he's telling you, but he's telling me one thing, and it's something different. And so, it's basically like, the boy's mind. I don't know why I thought about that, but that's kind of like what the hell the situation is. He telling one thing, I'm telling one thing. He told me he was mine in the hashtag. You read the hashtag. He said he's mine here. He said he's mine here. He liked my photo. He liked my. It wasn't all that, but it was just like it was back and forth. Nikki's still trying to make it seem like, because she's like, okay, we're talking, but it's like obviously he's saying something else, because Nikki, the way how she is, at the same time, she's just like, well, it got. Sorry, y'all, the battery ran out. I had to put another one in. Got to recharge. But back to what I was saying. So basically, it's back and forth. He's just like this. Makisha, I think, is up here like, she better stop talking that way more. And I'm trying to get this house. So she talking about everything. Like, basically, she's like a peasant and charity. She's, because Makisha's like, okay, if you want that to be your man, that can be your man then, okay? Because I'm not trying to deal with psychoseconds. But Nikki wants to make it seem like he's just the problem, when both of them basically need to dress Molly, Mash Molly, whatever that man's name is. And of course, Keisha, through the drink, of course, we got to have that one every season, I guess. And again, and she would have. I wonder how that fight would have been if she could get to Nikki. You know what I mean? And then did y'all notice? Because Nikki at the end, walking off and stuff. Because Morgan's like, okay, Nikki, he's trying to leave. And, Nikki's like, are you mad because I look good and blah, blah, blah. I'm thinking, like, you can clearly see her ass. If you never paid attention before, her ass is like this big, and her legs, y'all, are about this size. Thighs is this size or whatever. Like, yeah. Okay. But I forgot to mention earlier, like, her mom seemed like she's cool to a certain point. She met up with her mom. And her mom even knows, like, this dude is no good or whatever. Like, why are you trying to make it work with him and talking about this girl? But, when she talked about, like, she tried to get some girls for Ray J video promote that, I guess, that worked in one of her strip clubs she manages. She like this. Oh, she didn't say nothing about Ray J's music, the acting that he has done, the reality. She just flat out say Ray J with the big dick. I was like, oh my gosh, Nikki's mom is a mess. But The only thing I didn't like is when she was talking about Marquisha, like, this is where he left me for. He's been tagging me. Because the thing is about supposedly, Marquisha said, like, Molly was the one that, like, had these photos. She originally, I think, put them up. Is that what she was saying? He was the one put out there and put, hashtagged himself or tagged herself in the photo and put whatever caption in there. She wasn't originally doing it herself anyway. And, you know, the mom, when she seen the picture of Marquisha, she's just like, oh, you know, he went from a diamond or whatever to a cubic rhinestone that, you know, I guess she got, you know, that's used on her nails or whatever, that's faded, you know, whatever. That's the only problem. Just like, whatever, you know, but, okay, yeah, it's always good to sit there and think positive stuff about your baby. But I mean, I do wonder what the Nikki looked like prior to the surgeries. I'm just saying. But anyways, yeah. So we're off to that, and that's supposed to continue where I don't know if they confront Molly next week or whatever, but we shall see. Yeah, now the last situation, y'all, is this Hazel E / Young Bird, okay? Hazel E is so excited that I guess she don't have to sneak Young Bird in past 2 a.m. and lot, you know, I guess a few times she had to his house or whatever. Did you notice that, you know, she seemed happy that they went out and they've been 8 years, so I think she was just excited. We need to go get something to eat, and she just seemed excited, like as if, wow, he finally took me to somewhere. And the way she seemed like she was so happy, like as if it was, you know, that he must have took her to, you know, the buffet at Pizza Hut or some shit, and she just was excited as hell, like it only took her 8 years to get to that. So after they go to the house and they're talking and, you know, whatever, and they whatever, then she just takes off her shirt and seductively is crawling on the bed, and then they go to the next scene. And the next morning, she feels like just because had a fantastic night of what, you know, sex, you know, but like I said, Thursday night is when past, girls, so it's Friday morning. And, you know, he don't even like any lovey-dovey stuff or whatever the case is, whatever. And she still thinks, like, you know, like from the last time they talked, that he was serious about finally being a man. And she feels like just because, you know, just because things last a long ass time does not mean they're good either. Some things that are bad just drag on for years. So she's figured like just because she's willing to stick with him, regardless of bullshit he throws at her, that means there has a chance that there. He's made very clear he does not want to be committed, and you kind of his first year, second, third, it was nothing. And then what makes it worse is not to say it makes it even, you know, different, but I mean, he even in confessionals even tells her, I care for you, like you, whatever. Tells the confessionals, I like her, blah, 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 all this other stuff, whatever, right? And, but at the same time, he doesn't even say, he was like, he didn't even say he got love for her. He just like, the sex is all right, sex is the bomb and everything else, you know. But he don't even say, I love you, care for you, whatever. I'm surprised he just don't give her the bro dap and just call it a day. And but the next morning, he just Ginsu. Remember them knives that came out, those popular Ginsu? He Ginsu'd her dream or whatever, right? Because she's like, well, you know, because he's like, I don't want no labels. I don't want a relationship. I don't want to even go to wars. I don't make good life. I want to be single. Then he had to tell us again about his credits, about who he's writing for and all this production. I could have sworn again, okay, just, I'm like, whatever. And she just like this, like, you know, he crushed my dreams, but I thought, and he keeps doing the same thing over and over again, and it's been 8 years. And I kind of thinking, like, did she stay with this dude for 8 years, and like, and I'm like, ew, I'm thinking, like, let it be that she let the right one get away with this nigga. Okay, so, but what I'm saying is that she is I mean, the thing is that the age that she is, and been 8 years, and nothing has progressed besides still being chick, Thursday chick, and still accepting the side chick. But even when she told you everything, that's like, I'm his bitch. So, girl, you wearing that collar around your neck pretty well, and bark on command, just like Come America. I'm just saying, that's the way that she's acting, and it's kind of like, why do you feel like this is the best you can do? So, are you going to get it next year? Or are you going to say, I'm just saying, hopefully she opened her eyes and ears and realized, like, you know, this is not it. Okay. But, she got an invite to the same awards. I don't know if it's like writing awards, producing awards. And he brings a date. She brings Marquisha with her, right? And she sees him not only there, and he's in, I guess it must be Sunday, because you know he likes to wear his white on Sunday, right? Is that correct? Sometimes or whatever. It was that this. I don't know. I thought that was the same suit. What else? I'm just saying. But he's there with this girl, and she's like, "Oh, you bringing this day? Blah 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 blah. You back this bitch for me? What? Who is this? Blah 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 blah." And he hugs or something because you know hugs the girl in front of her. She goes drinking up, just leaves and storms off. Markeisha are telling like basically outside the lobby, whatever. Like you know, like everybody else says, like girl, you know, like the Tin Man or something. Just no, Scarecrow. Bring like you know like everybody else says, it's like this is not a relationship, and you know like you know stop with this whatever you know whatever type of thing. And you know she's still just like, I'm sick and tired of this blah blah blah, and he keeps telling me one thing and doing another. No, he actually bluntly says, bitch, I just want you for Thursdays, okay? Some cavity has to be open. I'm just saying this. It's like he makes it very clear. We clearly see it on the screen. Okay, like I said, it'd be different. Even was leading you on and saying like stuff like I could see myself being with you and blah blah blah. He don't even say that. He's like, I just want to fucking sometimes get a carry out pizza. Occasionally, that's damn near what he's saying. Okay, like I said, I think she has never heard the word "I love you." Like I'm just saying this, at least if it's gonna be leading on, even this word, because sometimes words are powerful in the actions themselves to people. It just based on what we see and what she tells us. What the fuck is going on? I'm just saying this. Maybe he does, but I'm just saying he's not even using words that makes it seem like I could see. He ain't bring got to. He just saying this. I ain't got a bitch. I'm just saying. I'm done with this, y'all. I'm sorry. That's all I got this episode. Y'all take care. Please, a nice, pleasant weekend. I know I'm all over the place, but I'm like this. It's my birthday, and I'm done. Love y'all. Take care.